What's up, guys? This is Corey. Welcome to CNA Films and Animation. Today I'm going to be talking about the fourth season of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Well, the show, as it's continued on, it pretty much is just a bunch of episodic situations with the gang that we've come to know and love. And, none of the episodes are continuing on or anything, so, to really discuss the entire season, I'd have to delve into every episode, and I'm just not going to do that. But I'll share a few thoughts on the entire season. Overall, this season was very funny. It was, the writing keeps getting better and better as each season's gone on, and it's one of those shows that, as the situations become more and more extreme, so does the humor. It becomes, even funnier. And, I've got to say, the cast, they are just always funny. And, there's a bunch of reoccurring characters that are always funny as well. Rickety Cricket, he comes to mind. He's always very funny. And so is the waitress who Charlie is in love with. I've got to say that the cast is phenomenal, and, everybody does their character very well. I mentioned that this season is funnier than the previous seasons, and I do believe that. I think that there's a couple of episodes in this season that just weren't as funny as some other ones, but for the most part, this was a very satisfying season. In fact, I'll go ahead and share my top 5 favorite episodes of this season. Number 5, I'm going to go with Mac and Dennis, Manhunters. This was the season opener, and it followed Mac and Dennis. They pretty much decide that they are going to become manhunters, similar to the short story, The Greatest Game in the World, or I forgot the name of the short story, but it's about a guy who hunts humans, and that's what Dennis and Mac end up doing. They hunt Rickety Cricket, while at the same time, Charlie and Dee eat some mystery meat from Frank, and they soon suspect that it may have been human, which they get the hunger, which is basically they want more human flesh. And it's a very funny episode. Never really seen anything quite like it, and it was just very entertaining. Number 4 is Max Baning the Waitress. This one followed Charlie. He suspects that someone is baning the waitress, so he hires Mac to figure out who it is. And come to find out, it's actually Mac who's baning the waitress. And so Charlie and Mac, they join forces, but then Dennis, feeling left out, decides that he's going to try and get onto Charlie's side. And it becomes like a triangle of who's friends, who's not, and it's just really funny. I had a lot of fun watching this episode. I thought it was very humorous, and I really wasn't sure how it was going to end. My number 3 is Mac and Charlie Die, Part 1. I want to make that clear that I'm referring to Part 1, not Part 2. Mac and Charlie Die, Part 1, basically, Mac's father gets out of jail, and they think that he is going to come and kill he and Charlie because they ratted him out. So they forge their own deaths. They make up their own deaths and destroy Dee's car in the process. And they, follow through. They make everybody believe that they've killed themselves. And all the while, Dennis and Frank have found the holiest of all holes in their bathroom, Glory Hole, which they decide they are going to, try to profit off of this Glory Hole. If you don't know what a Glory Hole is, look it up, but I'm not going to say it on video. But anyway, it was a very funny episode, and I really liked it. I thought it was different, and I've never seen anything quite like it, but it was entertaining. Part 2 is not bad, but I didn't think that it that had nearly a strong enough ending. And I didn't think it was nearly as funny as part 1, although there are definitely some funny moments in the episode. But yeah, I highly recommend the first part, but do check out the second part because it is still worth your time. My number 2 is Sweet Dee Has a Heart Attack. This was a very funny episode. Basically, Dee has a heart attack, and the gang decide that they are going to try and get fit, especially Dee and Dennis. And at the same time, Frank starts taking some pills and causes him to go into a hospital. I'm going to stop there because I don't want to spoil the big surprises and everything, but it is very funny. It's especially funny if you know what it's referencing. But I'm going to stop from there because I don't want to spoil anything. And my number 1 favorite episode from Season 4 was Who Pooped the Bed? This one follows Charlie and Frank. They are trying to figure out who pooped the bed because they share the apartment together, and because they're poor, they only share one bed. So it becomes a giant mystery of, who did it, what was their motive, why did they do it multiple times. It just all sorts of stuff. It was very humorous, and frankly, it was like something I've never seen before. So for that, it's my favorite episode of Season 4. So tell me, guys, have you seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia Season 4? If you have, what'd you think of it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Tell me what your favorite episodes were. Who are your favorite characters, favorite situations, just anything at all? Comment below, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe. Be sure to check out our other videos. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. If you have any movie suggestions or TV suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And as always, I am Corey, and I will see you guys in the next one.